saw a great debate tonight. What did you think about it?
I thought it was really entertaining. The profs definitely had a lot of good points. There was also a lot of comic relief, obviously with the comment that Professor McLaughlin was a lecturer from his self-profession of not being an actual professor. Definitely a great way to spend the evening and very entertaining for sure.
I really enjoyed it. I don't know if I think that any particular side won. I thought that most of the good refutation came out in the second half of the debate. I think most of the good examples came out in the back half, so I would support both teams in the second half of the debate.
Okay, so one of the main questions at the end of this round was, what is aid? There was no clear definition throughout the round of what this is.
Well, that in fact is one of the problems with having a debate where some of the key concepts are really open-ended. If you look at military aid, it's almost always designed to do something specific about either ensuring some country's security or provide some kind of important ally the means to defend themselves. And of course, that's got some kind of strategic purpose. So there's aid that's like that. There's other aid that has economic purposes. And even within those definitions of aid, you can start to divide things up and talk about different modes and means. So a lot of aid these days that comes from the European states, for instance, is budget support. So it goes directly to governments in terms of how they're going to execute their policies. There's some kind of negotiation about how to distribute it, but it pretty much goes straight to them, allowing them to spend it within certain categories. I concluded my speech, I said the real debate we should be having is about the modalities and evaluating them rather than trying to think about some aggregate effect.
Definitely. So you said during the debate to think of aid as an investment. And as was pointed out on side proposition, that we haven't seen a lot of return on that.
When you look at the economic effects of total aid, almost all studies done recently show there's an effect, a positive effect, to giving economic aid. That economic aid in the aggregate, looked at across time, for African countries, has had an impact on the economic growth of those countries.
So you gave some really impassioned speech tonight. What exactly did you think about the debate and about your side of the debate?
I think we are on the easier side because it's really easy to just point to examples of bad stuff that's happened. I think it's especially difficult in a comparative debate in a place that's been so volatilely used for like Western powers. I mean, the countries of Africa are set up by the West at the Berlin Conference in the 19th century, right? So I think we're on the easier side of the debate, but it's definitely fun. But I definitely think that you shouldn't necessarily dismiss all aid that's happened in Africa ever. I think that there's definitely been some really good and really important projects that have happened, helping people access their legal rights in South Africa and stuff like that. And I think that the second op team does a great job of choosing the good aid and defending the good aid. And we were actually just like, yeah, we should fund universities in Africa. That's actually a pretty good way not to intervene. But yeah, it was definitely a fun debate.
Great, thank you for your time. It was a great debate. Thanks for coming out tonight.
No problem.